I think what it ends up doing is it allows them to be the publisher, right? It kind of, when you think about being on the nightly news or in a feature piece in Successful Farming, those are the kind of media hits that only were kind of coveted, and the real estate was really finite, right? In order to get there, you'd have to do a lot of media relations, you'd have to know somebody who knows somebody, but now you're your own publisher. It's the idea of the Gutenberg press is now in your very own hands, and you don't have to wait to just do one story in a year or, in a lifetime. You can actually publish every day. Now, of course, who's got time for that? And I don't, see, and it's going to be weighing out the cost and the benefit. And the cost is going to be some of your time, but the benefit over time, we've, in our small operation out in the Willamette Valley at Bradshaw Vineyards, we've been able to, get blog posts about us. We've been able to get people retweeting, linking to, what we're up to out on the farm. And that's something that prior to that, where else would that have happened? The transaction cost was far too high. The barrier to enter was far too high, and now all of those things have been kind of eliminated. So I would say, absolutely, if you believe in markets and if you believe in, getting your brand out there and making sure to tell your story, then social media is absolutely a vehicle through which to do that.
And where do you think agri-marketers fit into that role in terms of connecting with those communities?
I think agri-marketers have an awesome opportunity, right? Because they understand the idea of cultivating, a relationship with the end user, as well as they understand message and they understand production. So if they're used to doing a high glossy or, a short video or whatever it may be, a commercial, it's taking that same skill set and putting it through, some of the free software that social media affords you, whether it's live streaming an event through Ustream or Quick, or using something like Flickr to post photos. It's the same principles, right? You still want to have compelling content. You will still want to have a strong message. And now you're just going to do it a little bit quicker, and you want to have some stuff that people can snack on. You want to have some short clips, 30 or 45 second, a how-to. You find that Google is actually indexing, I don't know if it's just because they bought YouTube, but YouTube videos are indexing very high for search terms. So if you're a farmer, you're just starting out and you're searching on how to do something, what if another farmer had already put together, with an agri-marketer, partnering with them, using some great equipment like you got here, and produce that kind of how-to do-it-yourself video, which are very popular when people, again, are pulling for that content, because you can push it as a marketer, but you also have to be prepared for people to pull at you, and you got to serve them up, like I said, some snacks.
And I think it's important for consumers to know the stories of where their food comes from and the people behind that.
Incredibly so. I mean, that's something that the whole entire idea of the slow food movement, the spoken wheel, the 100-mile radius away from kind of where you are, where you get your food, locavore, kind of, I think was the word of the year a year or two ago. So I think that absolutely is in the zeitgeist. It's a moment where, we're all kind of reevaluating where our food comes from and wanting to know more about that. And for those who are in urban areas who don't necessarily have direct connection to the land, it's a great opportunity for the folks that are the farmers, that are the producers, that are the agri-marketers to kind of bridge that gap, bridge that divide, which, my slides today kind of showed what Steve Tucker was doing, out in Nebraska, and showing kind of that's what he's an information source. So.